Hi everybody, Tex-Mex here. Thanks for joining me for another video. Today we're taking a look at some Taurus and Smith and Wesson snub nose revolvers. This video is actually based on a subscriber request. In a previous video I used this Taurus Ultra-Lite 38 special to shoot at an Easter egg that I failed to hit during one of my little challenges. And I blew it up with one of these CCI snake shot or just CCI shot shells. Apparently this viewer has a friend that's interested in one of these for personal protection and wanted me to talk a little bit about it. The Taurus 856, also known as the Ultralight, it's a 38 special, can shoot plus P. Let's see, this one's not, okay, yeah, this is one of the older ones where it's marked on the bottom of the barrel, the 38 special. And this one actually does have a plus P there. You can kind of just see it. And it's got a 2-inch barrel. It's a 5-round cylinder, as you see here. I was about to say magazine, but no, it's a cylinder. And it's relatively light. It weighs in at 16, just slightly over 16 ounces because it's an aluminum frame. The frame's aluminum. The only thing that's steel on here is the cylinder and the barrel, and I guess the forcing cone. That's I guess technically part of the barrel. So it's a decent pistol to shoot. It's small and compact, easy to conceal. I decided to bring this one out, which is the 605, and this one's actually in 357 Magnum. But I guess one more thing to say, because the Smith and Wesson I'm going to compare it to is the 642-1. It's also a 5-shot 38 special. I believe this one's also a plus P rated. But it's hammerless, and they do make the Taurus in a hammerless version. It's the 856 hammerless that's double action only. However, it's heavier. Strangely enough, the hammerless version of this pistol it claims to be 22 ounces on the website, which is sort of astonishing to me that it would be basically 6 ounces heavier than this one here, which just seems wrong. Now the 605 over here, it's a 357 Magnum, so it's all steel. It's a much heavier pistol, so it's 24 ounces, which may seem like a lot, but when you're firing 357s through it, it doesn't seem like enough. And then of course the Smith and Wesson J-frame, double action only. This one is hammerless. It's got a slightly under 2-inch barrel. It's 1.9-inch barrel. Cylinder and the barrel are steel. Everything else is some sort of an alloy. And these weigh in at 14.4 ounces. So just a little bit lighter than the Taurus counterpart as far as the hammer one. Yeah, I just can't believe that the double action only Ultralight is 22 ounces. That must have been a misprint. Maybe that's what their all steel version would be, which would make more sense. But this one's also 5-shot and a little snub nose that once again is easy to conceal, and that a lot of people like to rely on as either a backup pistol or their primary self-defense weapon. So the first thing I'd like to do is check the trigger pull on all of these, just to kind of show you the single action and double action weight of these triggers. But unfortunately I did not bring my trigger gauge with me, so through the power of magic, we are, well, editing magic that is, we're going to go ahead and cut to the future right now where I am testing all 3 pistols. And now, so let's test the weights of these triggers. I've got gloves on, don't worry, nothing weird. I just came back from a crime scene. I'm just joking. It's just after years, decades of cleaning firearms, I've realized that wearing gloves as I'm using the solvents, it's probably better than just trying to wash my hands for 30 minutes to get all that oil off. So we're going to test these all in double action and then these 2 in single action as well. So we will start with the Smith and Wesson Airweight. Double action only. So let's check it. It's empty. And let's go ahead and check the trigger. 9 pounds, 6.5 ounces. 9 pounds, 6.5 ounces. And one more time, if I can stop knocking my stuff over. Oop, just got that right. 10 pounds, 3.1 ounces. So 9 to 10 pounds, not bad. And since we can't check any single action on a double action only revolver, we move on to the Taurus Ultra-Lite. So first let's check it. It's empty. And let's do double action first. 7 pounds, 14 ounces. 9 pounds, 10 ounces. And 11 pounds, 4.2 ounces for a average of 9 pounds, 9.7 ounces. Now let's try single action. 2 pounds, 10 ounces. 3 pounds, 0.9 ounces. And 2 pounds, 9.1 ounces for an average of 2 pounds, 12.2 ounces. And now we move on to the Taurus 605. We'll try double action first. 10 pounds, 7.2 ounces. 11 pounds, 1.9 ounces. And 10 pounds, 0.7 ounces. For an average of 10 pounds, 8.6 ounces. Now the 605 in single action. 2 pounds, 11.1 ounces. 2 pounds, 12.7 ounces. And 2 pounds, 11.9 ounces. For an average of 2 pounds, 11.9 ounces. And we're back. So now that we've seen the trigger pull on all three of these guys, what I'd like to do is just take some side slow-mo footage of all three of these pistols. The 38 specials, I'm going to have them shooting a 38 special round and then a plus P, so you can see the difference in the amount of recoil. And then the 357, I'm going to just shoot a 38 special and then a 357 round out of it, just so you can see how fun it is to shoot a 357 Magnum out of a small revolver. And I'm going to see if I can find some way to put it on the split screen so that you can actually compare both the Smith and Wesson and Taurus when they're shooting the standard 38 special and then the plus P. So let's get that set up. Okay, so we're going to start shooting the Winchester 38 special 130 grain full metal jacket out of all three pistols. And now we're going to shoot the 38 special plus P. This is 125 grain jacketed hollow points out of all three pistols. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so something happened when I was shooting the 605, and I'm not going to shoot the 357 Magnum out of it. Let me explain. First, I loaded 2 rounds of 38 special in all 3 revolvers, shot the Taurus Ultralight first, then the Smith and Wesson Airweight, and then this one. And when I fired on slow-mo, when I started trying to shoot this one, the first time I pulled the trigger, it did not turn the cylinder. So I pulled the cylinder out, made sure I got it in there and that it locked up, and then I fired them and it worked perfectly. So I thought I probably just didn't re-engage the cylinder correctly when I loaded it. But then I did the same thing with the plus P. I loaded the other 2 revolvers and I shot them first. And then when I shot this one, same thing. I pulled the trigger and it did not rotate the barrel. I don't see any issue between the forcing cone, the cylinder gap there. There seems to be fine. I don't see that anything should be getting caught up. So I just don't know if it's a problem with the action. But it's certainly a problem that concerned me enough that I am not going to shoot 357 Magnum out of it for this test today. I apologize about that, but God forbid it's not lining up correctly with the forcing code, and that could cause a big problem when I shoot 357 Magnum out of it. Luckily, I got the other 2 rounds, so I'll still be able to do a comparison side by side of the slow-mo of it. But unfortunately, a little problem with this Taurus revolver. Now, is that a reason to trash all Taurus revolvers? No. I mean, I've owned others that have functioned flawlessly through hundreds of rounds. That being said, I've owned Rugers, I've owned Smith and Wessons, I've owned other great manufacturers that have sent me pistols and or rifles that I had to send in for service because they weren't functioning correctly. But that being said, if you want to use a Taurus for self-defense, whichever one you buy, you need to buy at least a couple of boxes of ammo and put it through it. Make sure that it's functioning very, very well before you start trusting your life on it. But that's not just true for a Taurus revolver. That's true for every single type of firearm that you're going to use for any sort of defense, or even for sporting purposes. If you're going to be hunting, you certainly want to make sure that whatever you're using is going to be functioning when you're finally out there and trying to take game. So that's going to be the end of our video. Thank you all very much for watching. A little disappointed with this pistol. I'm going to send it into Taurus and see what they say. And if I get an update, maybe I'll do a little video on that. But as always, another beautiful day, another beautiful evening. The sun's coming down here in central Texas. You can see the clouds there over the hill. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'm hoping there's a clear sky so I get a good view of the stars before I head back into the city and they all disappear. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support, and I very much enjoy everyone who comments and takes interests in my videos. So as always, take good care of yourselves, have fun, be safe, and I will see you in the next video.